What is up, guys and gals? This is Brandon Coin back, and it is May 21st, 2018. And a lot of people have been asking me how to run a server power supply on a normal style motherboard. If you buy some of the mining specific motherboards, they'll run straight off of 6-pin connection, so you don't have to get a an adapter to run a 24-pin off of the server. But if you already have a server power supply, or if you want to get out on the cheap, this is actually what I'm doing on the rig that I just put together, which you'll see that video coming up here soon. I just thought this should be kind of a separate video. So this is the power supply I'm running. I have a couple of these actually. These are the HP 750 watt golds. And then the first breakout board I actually bought was this one. I'll show you. And it's a very simple. It's automatically on, and it's just got 6 plus 2 pin cables that come out of it. So as soon as you plug it into power, or as soon as you plug this into power, it fires up. Now that poses a problem for regular motherboards, because they're not always set to auto on, or a lot of people don't like to have them on auto on. So I'm running a 500 watt bronze power supply to power my motherboard and one graphics card. And then the server power supply will be powering the other graphics cards. I might be able to fit 2 graphics cards on this 500, but for right now it's just one. So the way it works is you plug in your bronze power supply, you plug it into the motherboard, and however many cards you want to power, I've probably only one with this size. Then you plug in your server power supply to all the PCI slots for the cards that you want to power off the server. Leave the server power supply unplugged from the actual wall, so don't plug it into the wall yet. And you'll want to power on the motherboard first with the ATX power supply, this one. So the motherboard will power on, and then you'll want to power on your server power supply. So you plug the server power supply in, and it'll just turn on automatically. If you're running Windows, this will not work. Like 9 times out of 10, they don't get power at the same time to make it work. Some people have said, oh, well, you know, power on the server power supply first and then power on the ATX power supply. But I've heard some bad news about, well, you know, if you power on and give power to cards, it can backfeed through the motherboard. I don't know how true that is or not. I just know that the way I'm doing it right now currently works. So you power on the motherboard first with the ATX power supply. Oh, we got some bad weather coming through. Let me turn that off. Okay. Power on the motherboard with the ATX power supply, hit the button or whatever, you know, put the screwdriver down there, your motherboard fires up, and then plug in your server power supply so that fires up and starts feeding your other cards. And I'm running Simple Miner. This is only tested so far on Simple Miner. And then after it comes up on Simple Miner, you're going to want to go over here to see where it says console, overclocking, reload miner program, and reboot rig. This is like a soft reboot. It's not a hard reboot. So if you've ever watched when Simple Miner does this, it doesn't really power the whole rig down, or maybe it just does it really fast. But you just hit that reboot rig right there, and then it'll fire up, and everything sees power right at the same time. The server power supply never turns off, but the ATX power supply, I guess, just cycles really fast, and everything works. This is the system right now that I have. I have 2 graphics cards on it. One's running off the ATX, which is GPU 0, and GPU 1 is running off as a server power supply. I've had no issues with it. I've turned it off, turned it back on a couple times, and really the only problem that it poses is if you plan to turn your systems on and off. There's a little bit of extra unplugging or plugging. I will be reviewing. I'm ordered another breakout board that has a daisy chain plug that you can plug a Molex into it, so it powers up the server power supply when it sees Molex power. But for now, this system actually works, and if you have a stable system, you don't have to worry about, oh, well, when this power's down, that power's down. No, these things mine 24/7, so it's not like you ever want them to cut off. Just keep on mining. I thought I'd just make a quick video and explain all this. So links for all these will be down below, and the motherboard that I'm using, I'll also put the link for that down below. It's a Gigabyte with a G3900 processor. I'll just put links for everything, and it's basically how to get yourself set up and going and get over 1,000 watts of power for relatively cheap and be ready to go. So thank you guys for watching. This is Brandon on Brandon Coin, and I will see you on the next one. Adios.